Matt LaFleur, you know you wrong. Call Sports presents on the daily. Well, happy Tuesday, VIP. Cole Johnson's on the mic. And live in living color on the Daily Sun Tap presented by Cole Sports. And if you haven't already, do so right now. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell to get all of the updates, any video that you can find from this channel, as this show comes to you every Monday through Friday. So being in the know whether you are talking in your house or your workplace or your church or wherever you congregate amongst people, that's on the daily every Monday through Friday right here on the Cole Sports YouTube channel. Now, this is Tuesday. We are now 2 days off from the heels of the championship weekend that the NFL provided. Normally, it's one of the best weekends of the NFL year. And this year did not disappoint because we now have for the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champs, ready to defend their crown. And they're going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, led by a guy who has been to the mountaintop 6 times, has been to the ultimate game 9. Now he is there for the record-setting 10th time, and that is Tom Brady. But we're not talking about Tom Brady. We're not talking about the Bucs to a degree. We're not talking about the Chiefs. We're not talking about Patrick Mahomes or Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelce or Frank Clark or Tyrann Mathieu. No, we're talking about the 31-26 loss the Packers suffered at the hands of the Buccaneers. And in particular, my eye is squarely looking at the second-year head coach of the Packers, Matt LaFleur. Now, I don't say your name as an insult. I'm saying your name because that is how your name is pronounced, sir. Going the analytic route throughout the game and coaching in a way that I don't think is becoming of a championship level coach. That is why you, sir, you earned this week's distinction of On the Daily of Tone Deaf. So the scene was Lambeau Field, and I mean, it was perfectly set up for the Packers, especially their quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Now, Rodgers has been to 4 NFC championship games before. 2010, 2014, 2016, 2019. So he knows the drill, has done it 4 times before. But this time was special. Why? Because for his 5th NFC Championship game, he gets to host it for the very first time. So you have that on the table. Then you have the Packers drafting 9 months ago the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers. And it's just crazy to think about that. So the heir apparent is over his head, just like he was hung over Brett Favre's head to begin his NFL career. And you had these question marks, and we all knew that Rodgers was on the hot seat. Well, he answered every single question up until Sunday and answered them thoroughly to the point where everybody and their mama is calling him the MVP for 2020. Last year, they finished 13-3, won the NFC North, beat an NFC West team in the divisional round to get beat down in the conference championship. This time around, 13-3 record, check. NFC North crown, check. A bye, check. An NFC West opponent that they beat in the divisional round, check. The only difference was last year when the second seed could earn a bye, they were the number 2 seed and got a bye. This year, only the number 1 seed can earn a bye. The Packers were the number 1 seed. They earned a bye, and then they really took care of business against the Rams 32-18 to get to this moment. So all of the stage is set. And then the 31-26 defeat at the hands of the Buccaneers. So it was like the punctured hole in the season. And it was done in by a curious decision. Down 31-23 with 2:15 left to go in the game. The Packers were driving. They were first and goal at the Bucs 8. They throw an incomplete pass on the first down, throw an incomplete pass on second down. On third down, I'll get to the play a little later, but it was an incomplete pass there. But LaFleur decides to go for a field goal instead of going for it on fourth down. So the field goal makes it 31-26. The Packers couldn't get the Bucs off the field, and the Packers are going home again. The press conference afterwards, LaFleur defended his decision and discussed what was going on in his mind before and during and after that decision.
What went into the decision to kick the field goal there on 4th and 8, and do you regret that in hindsight?
Yeah, anytime it doesn't work out, you always regret it, right? But it was just the circumstances of having 3 shots and coming away with no yards, and knowing that you not only need the touchdown, but you'd need the 2-point. So the way I was looking at it was we essentially had 4 timeouts with the 2-minute warning. And, we knew we needed to get a stop. And I thought we were going to have a stop there at the end, but, we got called for the PI. And it didn't work out. So I think anytime something doesn't work out, do you regret it? Sure. But we're always going to be process driven here. And the way our defense was battling, the way our defense was playing, we felt like it was the right decision to do. And it just didn't work out.
Now, I'm not a Packers fan, but I know a few Packers fans. And I guarantee you, once they saw the special teams unit roll out for the 25-yard field goal that they kicked, making the score 31-26, I'm sure a Packers fan was like this.
Really?
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 And you can add NFL fan to that. Why? Here's why. The Bucs had the Pack on their heels almost the entire game. If it wasn't for a 50-yard touchdown strike to Valdez-Scantling from Rodgers early in the second quarter, they would have been on their heels the entire game. But the Packers basically on offense played from behind all game long. And I mean, there's many other decisions and many other plays that got them in the position. For example, playing man-to-man when they were down 14-10 with 8 seconds to go in the half, and the Bucs were on their 39, talking about the Packers 39, and instead of playing as deep as they could, they decided to go man, and Scotty Miller beats the deepest man, and Brady throws a 39-yard touchdown bomb. And instead of, at worst, getting off the field, possibly at worst 17-10, because that would have been a 56-yard field goal. More than likely, that field goal would not have been made, not on that cold field. So they could have gone into the locker room down 14-10 with the ball, meaning if they were to drive down and score, they would actually, for the first time in the game, take the lead, which they never did in this game. No, a gaffe to have a wide receiver beat the deepest man in the secondary, put them down 21-10. Then they get the ball in the second half, fumble it. The Bucs return that fumble all the way down to the Packers think Packers 7 or 8. When the very next play, Brady throws a touchdown pass to make the score 28-10. So you're dealing with all of this. And the Packers slowly but surely get back in it. Brady starts to show wears in his chinks in his armor and wears in his arm. He throws 3 picks within a quarter's time. And 2 of those 3 picks, I'll give the Packers offense credit. They made him pay for it. 2 touchdowns later, and at the end of the third quarter, or close to the end of the third quarter, it was down 28-23. Now, here's a decision that I did not like. They decided to go for 2, and I know it was a drop pass for the 2-point conversion. In that instance, I would take the points. Be down 28-24. Okay? I'm good with that. I got why he went for it, because calculation-wise, yeah, it made sense. They would be within 3, but I'm thinking this isn't the fourth quarter yet. Now, if it was a fourth quarter, I would probably attempt that 2-point conversion, but this is the third quarter. Wouldn't have done it. To me, I think that was a coaching scared moment. And then we get to the final Packers drive. So they do their darndest, get down the field. They get first and goal at the Bucs 8. And I mentioned the 2 incomplete passes on the first and second downs. Third down, you had the Bucs rush with 4. They hit up the middle. They force Rodgers to his right. And there is nothing but real estate in front of him. Now, I'm not saying he could have scored. More than likely, he would not have, but it was a possibility he could have. But at worst, he would have gotten them yards and would have gotten them closer to the goal line, to where they wouldn't have to throw all of their choices if it was 4th down. It would have been 4th down and goal, probably no further back than the 3. Because I could see Rodgers gaining at least 3 yards. 5 yards on the scramble. So to me, that was an error on Rodgers, because he decides to throw across his body. He sees Devontae Anderson's periphery, but he doesn't see 2 Bucs defenders right there with them. So then here comes 4th down. LaFleur decides to go for the field goal instead of going for it for the touchdown.
That's terrible.
And for the excuse that you put forth, saying that you had your trust in the defense going for the field goal instead of going for the 4th down, LaFleur, if you really trust your defense, this is what you would have done and said, sir. You would have said it in this short order. Quote, "We trust in the offense to make a play. They're going to score on this touch. They're going to score on this drive. They're going to score a touchdown on this drive. They're going to convert the 2-point conversion. We're going to be 31-31 in this game. No ifs, ands, or buts." Now, close quote. Now, I would put the defense aside from the offense and say, quote, "Should they not convert, we have the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. It is your job to get the ball back. And we will have the ball back with about 1:30 to go in the game. I believe in all you guys. That's why I have them going for it on 4th down." Close quote. Instead, you go for the analytics, and the analytics failed you. You can't coach scared, son. You got to go for the jugular, and you got to go for them 8 points. Pure, plain, and simple.
Tone deaf.
Now, if you want the shirt you see right before your very eyes, the description box below has all the details as to how to get it. Now, if you think that I'm being a little harsh on Mr. LaFleur, or if you think Coach LaFleur needs to be held more accountable for the gaffe in his thinking in terms of going for it on fourth down versus kicking a field goal. I want to hear what you have to say. Like this video and share it throughout your social media. Comment below because I want to hear what you have to say, VIP. Your comments are golden to me. Don't forget, hit that notification bell and subscribe to this channel for any and all content that emanates from here. That's all the time I have. Thank you so much, VIP. For all of us here at Cole Sports, Cole Johnson here, wishing you a wonderful day because this has been yet another installment of Cole Sports on the visual and on the daily.